ABA. Benjamin on my shoe, Margello on my shoe, Murakami on my shoe. 101, these are not for you. Too high, can't talk to you. Let's go.
Welcome to the Bench Buddies podcast and YouTube channel. Today is our first video, as I am Zach and this is my friend Ethan.
How's it going?
Just two college kids that wanted to make a podcast here, and we're going to be talking about the MLB awards today, the Rookie of the Year, the Cy Young, and the MVP, and then at the end we will wrap it up with our World Series predictions.
And with that, Zach, let's get right into the AL Rookie of the Year. So right now, my favorite to win the AL Rookie of the Year is Randy Arozarena. He's slashing .268 with 16 homers and 52 RBIs, which has an OPS of .802. I think he's having a great season. Obviously, he played in the last postseason. He really balled out, had a great time out there. And who do you think? Who would be your front runner right now?
I mean, I'm a Tigers guy. Gotta rep the squad here, but they're playing some 500 ball right now, and honestly, there's three guys that could potentially win it, but I think they're still behind Adolis Garcia and Randy Arozarena. But obviously, it's only the middle of August, and a lot can happen. So, my first Tiger, I'd say Akil Baddoo. He's hitting .266 right now with 10 homers. The power has been a little inconsistent, as his first pitch he saw hit an Oppo Taco back in April, and obviously that's 1 of 10, and he's played the whole year, so that's kind of the power can be there.
Right.
He just needs to show that a little more.
What I think about Baddoo is he could be really streaky. He's got the potential, and you saw at the beginning of the year he was the double RBIs machine. He hit a bunch of triples. He was going crazy, and then you saw him dip off a little bit, and now he's coming back, getting right back into it. So if you see that, I could definitely see him going into the Rookie of the Year. But just right now, my opinion would be a Arozarena.
Yeah, I mean,
right
to Baddoo's point, if you take away what is August, I think if you take away the month of June, I think it was
June. Yes,
he didn't have a good month, but he made a lot of changes, and then here he is again making another case for it. My next Tiger is Casey Mize. The first round pick a few years ago, 1 of 1. This year he's really shown why he was the first pick. He has 6 wins this year. The strikeouts aren't as what I guess many thought he would have. They projected him a little higher for this year. He's only at 90 right now, but he's young. He's got a lot to learn in the league. ERA with 3.57 and a WHIP of 1.13. For a rookie, that's pretty good for a first start. I mean, he's on the Tigers, and obviously it's not like a win now team. So with him, I would say he's fitting into the role of being the guy that they wanted him to be.
Absolutely.
And if they can surround him with a few more bats over the next few years, and maybe even another 1 or 2, he will be dominant for years to come.
Yeah, I could see Casey Mize as being a really, really high potential pitcher. He can get outs. He gets a lot of outs, and doing it at a young age. I could definitely see him being the workhorse for that Tigers rotation coming up here in a couple of years. Trying to come for the AL Central. I'm a Sox fan. Let's go.
Maybe in a few years here. But lastly, we got Eric Haas, the home run machine. Everybody knows him for always. He's a clutch hitter. He's only hitting .243 right now. But he's not known for his average. He's just known for coming up clutch in the late of the game. I mean, he's a long shot to win it.
But we had to give him some love.
Yeah.
Also, though, we can't forget about Adolis Garcia. Now, his power was crazy, and we were thinking everyone was saying, "Oh, MVP," like earlier in the year. But you can't forget about him. He's still having a good year. He's slashing .251 with 24 bombs and 67 RBIs. I mean, it's definitely a good year. I don't think he's going to win the Rookie of the Year this year just because all the strikeouts. Strikeout to walk ratio is crazy. But you could give him props. You know, the Rangers don't have much going on, and he could be a bright spot in their future.
All right, so comes down to, out of the 5 guys, who do you got winning it?
All right, so out of those guys, I'd go Arozarena is 1, but I could see Baddoo heating back up. He's sitting at .266 now. I could see him up 285, 290 range. gets the homers up a little bit. I could see it for sure.
I'm
do you
kind of
think?
with you there on that. Just because of Rosarina and what he showed us last year in the postseason, everyone I guess knows who he is. Like now, they don't really think
Right.
he's a rookie, but
Exactly.
I think he will take that award just because of Tampa, how good they are this year, and I guess how much he is factoring into them being good this year.
Yep. I could see that for sure.
All
All right.
right,
So now let's
let's
move on to
do
the
it.
NL.
Let's do
Now
it.
there's really only two contenders. My big guy, I'm a huge fan of Jonathan India. You know, he's the top of the lineup guy for the Reds. He's hitting 283, 13 homers, 48 RBIs. So the production's there, along with the batting average. I just really like this guy. I could see him being a top, I don't know, top 100 player in the future for sure.
Hmm.
I could definitely see that. And then your guy, Trevor Rogers.
Yeah,
What do
Trevor
you? What are your?
Rogers. He plays for Miami Marlins, if you didn't know that. He's 8-8 this year. His record doesn't really show how well he's pitching. He's on a Marlins team that doesn't really have a lot of bats, and obviously they traded Marte a few weeks ago, which was their consistent hitter. Chisholm's been hurt, so he's kind of been dealt a short hand here. But to his defense, he has 168 strikeouts this year already, and he's still got half a month of August and September. So I think he'll easily go over 200. He has an ERA of 3.2 and a WHIP of 1.22. I just think I have him in fantasy baseball personally, and he's been a beast for me. So
Yep.
that's kind of how I've got to know Trevor Rogers well this year. But I mean, it's kind of tough to decide for Rookie of the Year when you have a pitcher going against a hitter.
Right.
It's kind of just two different cases, Both definitely get the respect individually, though. If it was like a Rookie of the Year for hitter pitcher, for sure, like India wins and Rogers wins pitching. But considering it's only a one-person award, I'm still going to back Rogers just because he's kind of been the only bright spot for Miami this year.
And how about that rotation though? Like in the future, I could see the Marlins rotation that's looking pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next, we're gonna go with the Cy Young. This is the big one. I want to hear what you think first on this.
Gonna be lots of
AL.
disputes on this. I know that for sure. Obviously, your White Sox have a lot of guys here, but obviously you got Lance Lynn. You know he's been pretty dominant the last 2-3 years too as well. In Texas, he kind of showed us what he had, and then he signed with the White Sox, right?
Right.
So he brought his talents over to Chicago and pretty much picked up right where he left off. He's been having a good year this year.
He just re-signed. I believe the White Sox re-signed him for 2 years. They gave him some money. They gave him a good chunk of money there, and well deserving. I believe he's going to be the Cy Young this year. And he's leading in WAR, ERA, hits per 9. He's been that workhorse, and I think he'll be the game 1 starter in the ALDS this year for the White Sox.
Bold prediction right there. Bold prediction.
Really do.
You still can't forget about Garrett Cole, what he did before the All-Star break. That complete game against the Astros, that was pretty much was carving him up, making him look stupid out there.
Garrett Cole is an absolute workhorse. Like he's the guy, but for this year right now, especially after that spider tag, I don't know, it's a little knock on him, but
yeah.
I'm still a fan of Garrett Cole. He leads in the strikeouts and obviously in complete games with that Astros game. How about that game, dude? That was awesome to watch.
But
that was awesome.
You can't forget about my man Robbie Ray, ex-Tiger. Gotta show him some love here. He's in Toronto. Toronto's been a hot team this year. But no one's really talking about the rotation. Everyone's talking about, Vladdy, Bo Bichette, Hernandez, Springer. Everyone's talking about all the hitters, but no one's really talking about the rotation.
That lineup.
Robbie Ray is top 3 in ERA and Ks this year, and he also leads the MLB in quality starts with 20. But when he pitches, he doesn't really rack up that many wins. He only has 9 wins this year. So that could potentially hold him back in the Cy Young race. But
He is having a great year, but
To his
it's
respect,
hard to
even
go
if he
against them
doesn't
too.
win it, if he doesn't win this
Gotta give him his
award, I mean,
credit.
he's having a great year regardless, and it's great to see him doing well again. So with that, you're sticking with Lance Lynn as your guy?
I'm going Lance Lynn. Yep, but I like all these guys. I mean, you can't go
Mm-hmm.
wrong with any of them. I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
think my prediction is going to be Lance Lynn unless Garrett Cole comes back, which he's not. He has COVID right now, so he'll be back soon. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, he's going to dominate. But I don't know. I just got a little something for Lance Lynn in the heart here, so I'm going with
Yeah,
them.
I definitely think that any three of these guys can win it. It just depends on who stays consistent.
Yep, I agree. Now the big one, the National League. This has been the more entertaining league so far, in my opinion. I've been loving it.
Mm-hmm. I
This
agree.
this NL Cy Young between Zach Wheeler and Walker Buehler has been a big one. Obviously, Brandon Woodruff too. He's in there, but I think really it's between Wheeler and Buehler, in my opinion. And for Zach Wheeler's case, he just threw. Anybody watched that game on Sunday when he threw a complete game shutout against the Mets and just destroyed them up? You know, just racked just every time, man. It was a really good thing to watch. So I mean, I'm going with Zach Wheeler for the Cy Young.
I'm loving Woodruff this year. He's been kind of putting on a clinic up there in Milwaukee. Not many people are talking about Milwaukee because everyone's always talking about, oh, the Cubs traded everyone away. Oh, the Cardinals are having an off year this year. So everyone's just kind of slowly dissing on Milwaukee, but I really think they're a contender this year. They learned from the postseason experiences, and Woodruff and Burns this year, they've been really dominant, but Woodruff's had the upper hand in that rotation, and he could keep, if he keeps course on what he's doing, maybe gets a few complete games in there. I mean, it really could be a tight race, but right
this is
now
it's still
yeah,
August, man. It's all
yeah,
you could
we
any of
still
these
have a
guys
month
can
and
win
a
it.
half here. So,
Anything can happen. I'm excited about that.
but if you're
These
going
races
off
are entertaining.
stats, I mean, you got to take Wheeler just because complete games, the Ks, innings pitched, like he's put that rotation on his back. Like everyone thought it was gonna be Nola
Absolutely.
this year, but Wheeler just came out of nowhere and had a resurgence and pitched how he should have been when he was with the Mets, but he just got dealt an
Yep.
unfortunate hand,
Agreed.
and here he is now, finally blossoming into the guy everyone thought he could
He's
be.
been awesome, man. He's been awesome. So you're going Wheeler as well. I'm going Wheeler.
Yep.
I want to hear what you guys have to say about all these awards too. So just drop those down in the comments. You can call us stupid, whatever.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Hey, any love is acceptable here, man. We'll take any comment.
All right. So
let's see what you got to say
this?
about the AL MVP here.
Okay, so I'm gonna start talking about Vlad Jr. Man, he has been awesome. He's been outstanding. He's hitting for power, average, everything. He's been the best hitter in the league. But the thing is, he's going up against Shohei Ohtani, and if you haven't heard of him, he's that dude that's pitching and hitting at a high level. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy thinking about it. Dude's hitting 37 home runs and 82 RBIs with a decent average. He's still sitting at 269 before tonight's game. I mean, he's been awesome. And then you go in with his pitching, and ever since the All-Star break has been just absolutely dealing. He's got a 6-1 record, a sub-3 ERA with a 2.93. He's been that dude for the Angels. And I think when Mike Trout comes back, if they weren't so riddled with injuries, they'd have a chance this year. But I mean, obviously nothing this year for them. But I really like Ohtani for the AL MVP this year. I don't know how you can debate it.
Yeah, I mean, I know online for betting, I mean, he's the clear-cut favorite just because pitching and hitting. I mean, you really can't. I feel bad for Vladdy this year. I mean, if he's in the NL, like he might just easily take it.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately he's in the AL with Ohtani, and I mean, if Ohtani plays like this the rest of his career, I mean, he's going to win that MVP at least 10 more times. I mean, you can't not give it to the guy that's dominating on both sides of the ball. So obviously
100%.
my pick is going to be Ohtani.
That's awesome.
And then
also let us know about that too. What you guys think about that?
And then
I'll
do the let me do this one because I know you got a little bias on this side of the MVP here. All right, well, we'll start with the favorite right now, El Nino, Fernando Tatis. Um, he's out. He's on the IL right now, or wait, that's IL, right? That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
he hurt his
Injured list,
shoulder
yeah.
on July 30th. Yeah.
He's had over 30 home runs right now, 70 RBIs, a little under 300 average. On base percentage almost 400, which is pretty good, and an OPS of a little over one. And a stat that no one really is talking about is 23 stolen bases this year for Tatis.
That
When
that
he's
that
healthy, he might be able to take this away. But back to what you're saying about that stolen bases, if you want to continue.
Yeah, that stat really helps with the WAR, which I know the MVP voters, they're big into WAR. So I feel like if Tatis comes back, as you were saying, he should be the MVP favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy named Bryce Harper, man, how about that guy? How
Here
about
we
that
go.
guy?
Here we go.
Man, since the All-Star break, just listen. He's been hitting 370 with an OPS over 1200. And the thing is, yeah, you can say RBIs are low at 45, but he hit 20. He just hit his 20th bomb last night or Sunday, and his clutch home runs he's been hitting for. He is the main source of offense on that Phillies team. If you think about it, his RBI numbers are low, but he's also leading the league in solo home runs with 18. So 18 out of his 20 home runs are solo home runs. So if you any of those double those, 2-run homers instead of solo home runs, have 10 of those, he'll be up over 70 RBIs, just like Tatis. Now, I'm not saying he should be the favorite because Tatis is going crazy, but I think Harper should be in the conversation. He should be the number 2 favorite. Definitely.
I mean, I can agree with you on that. I mean, no one really talks about his stolen bases. I mean, he's 12 for 12 this year, yeah. But I mean, those 12, I mean, I don't know when all 12 happened, but they could be key parts of the game that no one talks about. So he has that sneaky speed if he needs to, unleash that every now and then. But, we got to show some LA love out here to
There's some
all
LA
them guys on the
love.
West Coast. We got Max Muncy and Trey Turner, the newly acquired Trey Turner, for the Dodgers that can both make a case. I know they're a little behind in the running right now because of Tatis and Harper getting on fire, but Muncy's hitting 275 with 22 home runs, and Turner's hitting 321 with 18 homers. That Dodgers lineup is just insane. So I feel like they don't deserve it just because they're in that lineup where pretty much they're going to score at least 5 runs a game. It seems like every game. But yeah, I mean, a guy you can't forget about is Freddie Freeman too. I mean, this year, as his son Charlie said, he's like, Dad, I need to go to the All-Star game. I need to see Tatis. And ever since that moment happened, Freddie's really turned it on. He was hitting, I think, 230 when his son said that, and now he's almost at 300 average, which is pretty crazy. And that was in what, I think, end of May when he said that.
He got hot. Yeah, he got hot around. Remember the beginning of the year when everyone was saying how, oh, he's not it anymore. He's not Freddie Freeman. Like, come on, dude. He's having one of his best seasons to date now. He'll get hot again. He's just a great hitter, man. He's awesome. He's not gonna win it, I don't think, but you gotta love Freddie Freeman in this too.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are long shots. I mean, it's really down to Tatis or Harper. So my pick, I'm going with Tatis just because if he comes back and plays, I mean, what he's capable of doing, just hitting probably 270 if he wanted to since he came back. I mean, he's got to walk away with it just because of how hot the Padres are and how much he means to them.
Yeah. I really like Tatis, and I think he'll come back. He's coming back soon, I believe. But I mean, I think by the end of the year, I really am pulling for Bryce here. Wait a minute. I don't know the exact stat on this. If you guys can correct me, but has there been someone who hasn't made the All-Star game that won the MVP? Because that doesn't sound like that's possible to me, and that would be a really cool thing to do. Really cool thing to see, especially as a Harper fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Trey Turner is crazy, dude. Oh my god.
Speaking of a stat like that, I saw one today that no player has ever won MVP after he got traded in the same league. So Trey Turner obviously could change that this year.
Wow.
I mean, if
This is
he hits
interesting.
higher, I mean, he's shown power. He's
He has
on
shown
base percentage of
power.
400. I mean, if he gets that average up to 340, like you got to instantly put him up there. Like it's pretty hard to hit 340 with all the dominant pitching this year. So I mean, at NL is there's more of a race. But I mean, it's really right now as of today, it's Harper or Tatis.
Yep. Yep. 100%. So, that's a good thing to talk about. Now, I want to ask you a question here. This might be a little bit too early, but who do you got in the World Series? I want to hear this just for
Ooh,
right now. We're not gonna.
let's
These don't have to
see.
be too serious. Just for fun. Just want to hear what you think.
I'm liking Boston this year.
Yeah. Even after that meltdown against Toronto on Sunday,
Yeah,
that
I'm still
George
liking
Springer's
Boston.
3-run blast.
I'm liking Boston, man. I just got a hunch that they're gonna put it together. I mean, Sale comes back this Saturday.
Yep.
I mean,
That's gonna
they're the
be
best
good.
team in the division and or second best team in the division, but they didn't have their ace for the whole year now, and then all of a sudden he's back. So that's gonna be dangerous. So I think Boston can do it from the AL. For the NL, I really am liking Milwaukee, but I mean their schedule is a lot easier than everyone in NL West. And as much as I want not an NL West team to make it, I just don't see that not happening. And
Yeah.
I really think the Padres are a hit or miss team, and if they're in the wild card, I don't think they're gonna win.
Ever since
Um,
Tatis has been out, man.
if Tatis is healthy when the playoffs come around, I think they can make it, but I'm not gonna 100% confident in that answer. So I'm honestly gonna go with the Giants. I think the addition of Bryant will help. It'll pay off over time because he can play first, third, outfield, so he can be an
Right.
everyday guy for them no matter where. So geez, to win it all though, uh, I'm gonna take San Fran. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take
You got the
San Fran right
Giants.
now.
That'd be
Yeah.
different. It's not an even year. They're not used to winning in
Mm-mm.
the
Yeah.
odd years. Yeah.
COVID really screwed them up, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So what do
Well,
you have to say about that?
I could see both of those teams. I like them. I mean, Red Sox. I was giving you a hard time about the Red Sox. I like the Red Sox, but I also like the White Sox. And I know this is bias. I know that the AL Central isn't good. They're 10 games up, and they're below 500 against, or they're under 500 against teams that are above 500 of their records. So I mean, their strength of schedule has been decent, but if you look at that bullpen, who wants to face Kimbrel and Hendricks going into the eighth and the ninth? So I'm
Mhm.
taking the White Sox, and then along with Eloy, dude's hit last 6 at bats going into yesterday. Had 4 bombs and a double. It was absolutely crazy. He had 10 RBIs. But so I got White Sox out of the AL, and then the NL. I mean, I really hate to do this, but I'm going the Dodgers because they're the Dodgers and they just Dodger. So I'm sorry, but that's what I think's gonna happen. And I got the Dodgers winning it all again. Sorry guys for
So,
that
so you're thinking of back to
pick.
back.
I'm picking them back to back. I'm sorry.
All
But
right.
how would you guys like to see the 2017 rematch, Astros Dodgers again?
Yeah, that could be
That'd be
good.
a
I
good
mean,
one.
speaking of the Astros, I mean, that's a team that no one's really talking about, I guess, because
Yeah,
cheaters, they're
because
cheaters.
of
Everyone hates
cheaters.
them.
But
But
man,
you
they're
never know, they
good.
can make a surprise run too. So obviously, lot
Absolutely.
of good baseball in the month and a half.
Stay with us
Um,
too. We're going to be covering it all every week.
yep.
We can let us know what to do. Drop us some comments. Let us know what we should do.
So for our next video, we're gonna either do, we haven't decided yet, but we're gonna either do some divisional races, talk about a few teams here and there, like what could happen, how it's gonna play out. We'll do some weekly game and wild card race recaps.
Yep.
That'll be coming to you probably every Monday or Tuesday. They'll be dropped. And power rankings, we might do those every other week, just because over time it doesn't really change every week, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll be doing that, all 30 teams, to show love to every team, no matter how bad your team is this year. We'll still show you some love on the channel.
Stick with us, man.
And
This is gonna be a fun rest of the year.
you
Excited
know,
for it,
gotta
man.
throw in this topic. Is Bryce Harper, like, is he still overrated? I mean, he
Yeah, I
could
don't
be.
know. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I
I
don't
guess
know.
we'll have to go in depth to that
That's gonna
some
be
more.
it's gonna be another video for sure, man. I got a lot to say about that. So man, this has been fun.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody, thank you for watching. Ethan, it was a pleasure. First video under our belts, man. We did it.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
Hey, good talking to you, man.
This is Bench Buddies, and thank you for watching.
Peace.